Ayo, hey, it's the best of vibes. It's the best of
Right,
vibes.
guys, welcome back to the Best of Vibes podcast, episode number 18 now. And we're joined by one of the top 2021 AFL draft prospects and Greater Western Victoria mid, Ben Hobbs. How are you, Ben?
Yeah, going well, Marley. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Let's start off with, you grew up in Horsham, so playing juniors there, what's that like and how was that?
Yeah, it was good. I played under 12s and under 14s in my own age group, and then straight after under 14s, I took a jump into the seniors, which was a big step, but I felt like that really helped my footy. I was able to win a premiership that first year, and then from there I moved away to school, and then started with the Rebels and haven't really played club footy since.
Yep. What was this year sort of like for you, or last year, I should say, with like COVID and obviously it was bad down here where we are, but like, how did you get through it sort of thing?
Yeah, obviously the restrictions weren't as bad as the city and other places, but I was able to just pair up with a few boys down here and train consistently, which was good. I'm a self-starter kind of, so I thought this would be a good chance for me to kind of get ahead and keep playing some good footy once we get back, but obviously missed out, but hopefully this year can get back into playing.
Yeah, of course. And what was it like playing your first game for Vic Country and representing them?
Yeah, it was great. I played nationals before in under 12s and 15s, so it was good to have that experience going into it. But once you hit 16s, it starts to get a bit more serious. And I found it really good. The coaches were amazing, and I was able to learn off other players as well and what they do and how they prepare.
Yeah. Speaking of learning off other players, you've played with my favourite player for the Pies at the moment, Jay Rantel. What's it like learning off players like him and stuff like that, and being able to play with him?
Jay was huge for me. Just watching him at training, his work rate and his fitness is amazing, and hopefully he gets a run soon. I reckon he'll really play some good footy.
Yeah. What was it like debuting for the Rebels, just as a whole, and not so much Victoria?
Yeah, no, it was really good. I got the opportunity as an underager. Played up forward a bit, had a bit of trouble early on in the first couple of games, but it was great. Then looking into my bottom age year, having a bit of confidence that I've already played at that level. So it was good that I got that opportunity.
Yeah. And you're a bit like Jay in the sense that you have a bit of a basketball background too. At what age did you realise that footy was more the direction you wanted to go rather than basketball?
Yeah. I think it was 2 years ago now, just before my 16th. I just felt like the training was getting too much. I was starting to have a bit of a sore body going into football games, and I just thought, if I want to do well with my footy now, I've got to put everything into that. So I made that decision.
Yeah. And was that like the realisation that footy could be a real possibility, or was it a bit after that you realised?
Yeah. I always wanted to play high level footy, but at that stage, I kind of thought I can really push here and play some good footy. And basketball was kind of holding me back a little bit because I was putting a lot of effort into that and a lot of travel. So I think that's what tipped it over. I just thought I could do all right here. Let's put it all into footy.
Yeah, nice. And was there any point, like after you made the decision to stop playing basketball, that you sort of regretted it and wanted to go back to playing basketball?
I didn't regret it. I just felt a bit off. I've always played basketball and footy, and my schedule was so packed that I kind of felt like I was just sitting around. But I was able to do a little bit extra with my footy, and then I felt all right. And now I've got no regrets at all.
Yeah. Is there any point that you thought maybe there could have been more of a possibility, like you said, you didn't regret it, but maybe more of a possibility of playing professional basketball and footy, or was it just, more of a chance of football?
No, I kind of played my basketball a bit like a footballer. I got fouled out a lot and stuff like that, but I never really crossed my mind about professional basketball. It was good for me though. It's really helped my footy, but not really.
Yeah. What's been your favourite moment so far from the two sports, basketball and footy? obviously more footy now because that's what you're focusing on?
I just met a lot of people through basketball that I still talk to today. Some that I've versed that are over in America or starting to choose colleges and stuff like that. So it's cool to watch what those boys are doing. But the best thing for footy is probably just at the moment being in the academy and looking into what 2021 is going to be like and trying to play some consistent footy. That's probably what I'm really looking forward to. And
yeah. If there was any player, past or present, that you could bring to the Rebels, who would it be and why?
Well, I'm a mad Richmond fan.
Right.
Actually, no. I think I'd probably say Tony Lockett, just because as a midfielder, looking up the field and seeing someone like that up forward, like you just know what's going to happen, and you get it to him and you make sure it's a goal. So I think Tony Lockett would be a great person to have.
Yeah. I'll go back to footy, like you playing footy, even though you're probably sick of hearing it, even though you probably haven't heard much people talking about you yet. But how does it feel to sort of be ranked up there, even though people were really just judging you off your footy 2 years ago because you couldn't really play last year, sort of thing?
Yeah, it's good that I had a good 16s, and people might be talking about me at the moment, but puts a bit of pressure on that I've got to come back and perform and improve and show that I've worked over the break. But I'm excited, and I'm a bit stressed about the year, but I'm sure it'll be okay once I've been putting in the work. So hopefully it'll pay off. And I'm a bit nervous for it, but yeah.
Yeah, have you had like we spoke about Jay and stuff like that, like giving you tips on how to keep the right headspace and stuff like that heading into this sort of season, like the business end?
Exactly. Yeah. Also know the Berry boys as well. They're from where I'm from. So spoke to Jared, and he just said enjoy the year, and lots of people have just said enjoy it because it goes pretty fast. And if you enjoy it more, you probably play better footy. So
yeah,
I'm going to go into it with that mindset.
Yeah. What are you focusing on more? Like obviously you said playing good footy and keeping that up, but what's the one thing that you're focusing on improving and sort of being good at heading into the draft?
So in terms of my football?
Yeah. Sorry.
I'd probably say just overall skills by foot. I could start to break the game open a bit if I can hit that 15-meter kick, and then push on, as well as just creating for others by hand. I think that's out of the midfield that can really set me up to play some good footy. Two of those things. Yeah,
and who do you feel like you play like sort of in the AFL, or are you more you play like yourself and you don't really like sort of model your game off anyone?
Yeah, I like how Travis Boak plays, and I like how Taylor Adams plays as well.
Yeah.
They both can win it in the inside and then spread and hit the scoreboard sometimes and tackle well. They're just overall great midfielders. So if I can play a bit like them, I'll be okay.
Yeah. Have you got a best or funniest story you can tell me? It can be footy related or not. And I know I've put you on the spot here, but we do it with everyone.
Yeah, I saw you asking the other boys this. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I live in a boarding house, so there's a lot of funny things that go on, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I can share.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Have you got an embarrassing story, if you want to tell us that is?
Embarrassing. Nothing really embarrassing that's too bad, to be honest. I'm sometimes I get embarrassed. Someone will say, "How you going?" and I'll be like, "Not much." I do that a lot, and it's pretty embarrassing, but nothing really big that's been in front of a lot of people.
Yeah. Now I can see you've got the golf clubs in the back. Are you really into your golf, or?
Yes, that's certainly something I started through ISO and through the whole of the back end of last year. I started playing with my old man a bit, Yeah, it's good. And now I'm loving it.
Yeah. And like we've said, basketball, footy. Did you play any other, and golf? Did you play any other sports when you were younger, or were you just sort of basketball, footy, and now golf, obviously?
Yeah, I played tennis when I was about 10 till 12, and then it was just basketball and footy all the way through. And then, yeah.
What was your initial reaction to like getting our message asking you, would you like to come on, sort of thing?
Yeah. No, I was excited because obviously no footy or no really talking to many people. Last year it was good to talk footy, and I love talking a bit of footy and talking about interests and meeting new people. So I was really excited for it.
Yeah, sweet. And who's your, we'll go dark horse for the AFL season this coming year to be in the finals and possibly win a flag?
Oh,
Don't say Richmond.
nah, I'm not going to say Richmond. I reckon Bulldogs will do really well.
Yeah.
As well as I think Port will be up there again.
Yeah.
Young players. So I'd say top four would be Richmond, Port, Bulldogs, and I'll have to go Geelong, I reckon.
Yeah. Where would you have the Pies sitting? Because I'm a Pies man, so.
I reckon you sneak into the eighth.
Yeah?
Eighth. Yeah, seventh or eighth, I reckon.
I'd like to hear that because a lot of people don't have us in their eight, so.
Nah, I'll just have you in there.
Yeah, sweet. Do you have a go-to joke that you like to whip out, or you just sort of spur of the moment?
I'm just in the moment. Talk a bit of nonsense sometimes, but nah, nothing really. I don't really have any jokes I pull out.
Yep. Yeah, no, fair enough. And if you're in a pub and you had 2 minutes to order a meal and a drink, what would your go-to be and why?
I'd probably go a steak. I love
Yep.
a steak. Yeah, it's good. Then I'd probably have to go a Parma as well. Steak and a Parma.
Yeah.
And probably a lemon lime bitters, I reckon, for a drink.
Yeah. You've probably seen me say this on the other boys ones, but I don't like a Palmer.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. And I was a bit confused with that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I haven't had one in like 10 years probably, but
Bad experience or just don't like it?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I think I just didn't like it, and
Yeah.
I just haven't had one since.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But no, I agree with the steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What's your pre-game routine? What does that look like?
I normally like to get there early and go on the oval with a couple of boys and kick a few goals, muck around a bit, get comfortable, and then probably go inside and just foam roll it, like getting a bit of massage done, and then basically just whatever the boys are doing at the start.
Yep. Do you have a pre-game pump-up song?
Not really. I kind of listen to anything. Could be whatever I'm feeling. No, not really. Not really a certain song that I'd listen to every week, but yeah.
Yep. If you had a book or a movie made about your life, what would you call it and why?
Geez. I don't know, just my name, autobiography. I don't know.
Fair enough. I assume you're going into year 12 this year. So
Yeah.
same as me. What are you most looking forward to about year 12 and having that journey as well as footy?
Yeah, I feel like the year's going to fly. It's going to go pretty quick. Everyone's turning 18 and it's an exciting year. I'm just excited to get into it and play some footy and get my school done and then look into the next part of my life and and move on from what I've been doing for 18 years. So yeah.
Yep. If you weren't, like, obviously you're going to play professional footy. I think that's a given at the moment. But if you weren't going to, what would you be doing?
On the PGA Tour would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go to uni, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what I'd study, but I'd definitely like to go to uni, probably in the city in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, no one suggested you to come on here. We just shot you a message. But if you could suggest anyone for us to get onto, who would it be?
Have you messaged many people in that I'd know, like big country boys?
We messaged Jay, but I don't think he's big on the social media.
Yeah, no, not really.
That's pretty much it. We messaged Josh Rochelle.
Yeah.
And Josh Sin, but yeah.
Rebels boys. Who else? I'm sure you talk to. Yeah, you could talk to Charlie Molan.
Yep.
Who else is there? Campbell Chesser. You could give him a message, see if he replies. There could be a few other boys like Tom Brown, maybe he might.
Yeah.
He's from Josh Rochelli's way. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Where do you go to school? Because you said you're bored. So
yeah, so my parents are from Horsham, and I live here. That's where I am now, and I go to school at Ballarat Clarendon College.
Yeah.
I've went to boarding school there since the start of year 9. So I've been away for a while.
Yeah. What's that like, being at a boarding school? Because that was my old school, but I didn't board there. So.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it. The boarding's really good. It obviously gets hard sometimes away from your family.
Yeah.
But it was just something I had to do if I wanted to play footy down here, and that's where Rebels is based. So it's a lot easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to like being ranked fairly high in the draft. Obviously, you said you don't have many people talking to you at the moment, but how are you going to feel? You probably can't tell at the moment, but once the light starts to get shined on you, because now it's being shined on like Jamar and stuff like that, the ones that have just been picked up. But once it gets turned to you, how would you deal with that, and how are you going to feel?
I'd obviously, at the moment, I don't like to think that anything's a given in terms of the draft, just because I just want to keep working and keep getting better, and don't want to think I've got there yet. But I'm not really sure. I think it'll be exciting, but it's something you just gotta take in, and yeah, it'll be a bit of pressure, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Who's your favourite player for the Tigers at the moment? Because I'm not going to say any other team.
Yeah. Obviously Dusty is an amazing player, and I really rate him. Dion Prestia and Shane Edwards are really good. I love watching them. So I'd say them 3.
Yep. And who's your favourite player to watch in the entire AFL?
Probably Marcus Bontempelli.
Yep.
And Fife. Just those big inside mids there. Pretty unstoppable. Same as Cripper.
Yeah.
Those 3
Yeah. I'll ask a bit of an out there question. You probably won't have much of an answer to it, but let's say you get picked up by the Pies come draft night.
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to sort of be able to play with like Jay, or even Brisbane and go with the Berry Boys sort of thing, and have someone
It would be a good step into AFL system, knowing someone like the Berry Boys and Hugh McCluggage as well, because I go to school with his younger brother. That would be great, and Jay as well, and knowing someone. But I feel like anywhere, like, you'd be able to fit in, and the club would make you feel welcome. So it'd be pretty smooth. Pretty smooth, yeah.
Yeah. Is there any young gun in the AFL at the moment that you can't wait to see sort of shine? Obviously, we've spoken about Jay and how he's a very good player and he should get a game soon. So
yeah. I think Matty Rao is just amazing. Played against him when I was really young for under 12s Vic against Kerry, really, really a long time ago, and he was the exact same and just dominating. And I feel like those few games that he showed last year was crazy. He's going to be a gun. So probably Matty Rao, yeah.
Yep. Is there any advice you'd give to like young kids who are trying to play professional footy or play even at your level that you are now?
Just to not worry about sometimes in country country towns, if you're trying really hard, it's often frowned upon, but you just got to keep working. And if you're enjoying what you're doing and getting happy about the success you get, and just keep going and not really worry about what the external and what people think.
Yeah. And who was the toughest team that you had to play, like coming from a country town as a junior? Obviously, you probably didn't have that many teams in your league, but
Yeah. When I was playing in the seniors, Southern Valley Giants, who are a new team into our comp, were just tough. Like they just go after you, and I was always a bit nervous to play them. They were always as good as our team, so that was always a great battle.
yeah. Now, I want to talk about your haircut. You had the long locks ages ago. What made you cut it to the mullet? Was there anything that sort of forced you to do that, or was it just you wanted to?
Yeah, I had long hair for a while, and at our school we have to keep it above our collar, and I had to tie it up all the time, and it just got annoying.
Yeah.
And then I cut it to something a bit shorter than this, and then I had a buzz cutter. Then I've gone to the mullet now, so it's just whatever I'm feeling, just go for it.
Oh yeah. Would you just in general come back on here if we were to shoot you a message and ask you? It'll probably be more towards the draft when you're close to it, because obviously we're not going to shoot you a text and go next week, hey?
Yeah, nah, for sure. I'm happy to whenever I jump on close to the draft or after the draft if I have a bit of time. If I'm successful, I'm easy. Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. And would you be willing to? Obviously, I think I looked the other day 2 hours away from me. So, would you be willing to meet up in the middle and go to an oval, go to a pub, something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, just whenever. Obviously gonna be a busy year, but for sure if you message me and I'm free, we'll catch up and do something.
Yeah, sweet. Do you have any pets?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Dad's a farmer, so we have a couple of dogs out on the farm, and then we've got a little Maltese Shih Tzu and a cat in our townhouse.
Oh yeah, nice. What's it like? What would it be like for you if you got drafted to, let's just go Brisbane, like an interstate team, and you had to move away from home, already having that sort of experience with your boarding school? Would that help, or would it?
Yeah, definitely would help. I feel like if I moved anywhere, I'd be comfortable with it. Just having that 3 or 4 years away from home. Don't know if my mum would be okay with it. I'd be fine with it, and I'm happy to go wherever.
Yeah. We'll move back to basketball because you're probably sick of talking about footy, even though you said you're a footy nut. But
yeah.
Are you still big on your basketball, or do you just sort of not really get into it as much anymore?
Oh, I haven't played at all. I played a bit with school, but I shoot around sometimes. But I follow a lot of basketball. I watch it probably 2 games a day. I love it. So I go for the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
And I did since Lonzo Ball got drafted. So it's not just since Bron got there.
Yeah. Who did you go for before Ball got there?
I went for Heat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now I've jumped off Heat. Now they're coming back up again, but I'm sticking with the Lakers at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a Hawks man, so I'm a bit out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're looking good.
We did for the first 4 games, and now we've jumped off.
Yeah, Trae Young's amazing.
Yeah, I was a Spurs fan for ages.
Yeah,
when they were good, when they were playing Miami in the finals.
Yeah.
And then I just saw Atlanta's team and they look good, so I just jumped off the Spurs and went to them.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Who's your favourite player to watch in the NBA? Is it Lonzo or is it
I do like LaMelo and Lonzo. They're just something about them. They go well, but the big names, Dame Lillard and LeBron, and Curry, just some stuff you see. It's just amazing. I'd love to travel over to America.
Yeah.
And watch them live.
Yep. Who's your prediction for the NBA Finals?
I reckon. Well, that new trade of James Harden and into Brooklyn. I think if Kyrie can, I don't know what Kyrie's doing, but if he can get back and they can play some good basketball, I reckon maybe Lakers, Brooklyn, or Bucks, Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah. And are you big into the NBL or are you just more NBA?
Not really. No, not really into the NBL much.
No. Will you watch it if it's on the TV or?
Yeah, I'll chuck it on. I don't really know many of the players and stuff. I'm more of an NBA man, but
Yeah, no, fair enough. Who is your favorite player? Not necessarily to watch, but just favorite player in the NBA that's not on the Lakers. Oh, Lonzo as well. That's not Lonzo or LaMelo.
yeah. I'd probably say Damian Lillard or probably Giannis.
Yeah.
Just he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two are real good.
Yeah. Are you the type of person to spend a lot of money on your jerseys, or do you just sort of watch the game? That's it.
Yeah, I don't really buy many jerseys. I think I've got a Lonzo one when he was at Lakers, but I don't chuck it on anymore because obviously he's Pelicans. But not really. Do you buy a few jerseys?
Yeah, I got a few. I think I spend too much, but I'll be getting another in the next couple of weeks. So
yeah, fair enough.
Do you spend a lot of money on your shoes, like even footy boots or runners and stuff like that? Or
Yeah, I do. I love my shoes. I've got it's an all right shoe collection. I've got it's average, but I like them. I obviously playing basketball. I'm trying to sell off my basketball shoes at the moment.
yeah,
And then I've got a fair few footy boots and runners. So it gets a bit annoying for mum, so I always leave them on the ground. But yeah, I've got a fair few.
yeah. What's your favorite pair?
I've got a couple of pair of Air Max 98s.
Yeah,
that are nice. I chuck them on sometimes.
yeah,
I like. I've got a couple of pairs of Tempos that I like. I've got a bit of everything.
yeah. What's your favorite basketball shoe that you've worn?
I like the Kobe ADs.
Yeah,
I don't know what number they are, but they were really good. Yeah.
yeah. I got the Kyrie Patrick Star ones. They cost me.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I've seen them.
Do you want me to go and grab them and show you?
If you want.
Give me 5 seconds. I'll be back. There we go. There they are.
Wow. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
You'd want to get buckets in there.
Oh yeah, I know. I think, but just before COVID hit, I was playing a game and the ref was like a family friend.
Yeah.
And I hit like 4 shots in a row, and he just runs past me. He goes, "You want to be fucking shooting well wearing those?"
Oh shit, you would be.
Yeah, I know. They cost me a lot too because they all sold out in Australia in like 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
So I had to get them from America, and they cost me like $300.
Yeah.
So, speaking of basketball, what's your best memory other than like meeting people, which you told me before, but just playing basketball? Was it like representing Vic Country or?
Yeah, I think representing Vic Country. Also, in under 14s, the horse team won the state champs. So that was a pretty big thing. Haven't done that for a while. I think Mitch Creek was in the team where they did that ages ago. But yeah, it was crazy for us. We were beating like Bendigo and Geelong, and we're only small Horsham. That was pretty good. But my worst memory was I got knocked out pretty badly. I went up for a lap and got tunneled, and I was out for a while, and that's when I called it quits. But that's probably the worst one.
Yeah. What's been your worst injury other than obviously being knocked out, but on the basketball or footy? What do you feel?
I actually have had barely any, maybe a couple of dislocated fingers, but that's it. I've been pretty lucky with injuries, and hope it stays that way for a bit.
Yeah. What did it feel like to sort of get, I don't know whether they called you or emailed you or whatever, But for the Vic Country basketball team and for the Vic Country footy team to find out that you were playing for them, how'd that feel?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Basketball came up on this Facebook post of photos of who was in, and I'd previously been emergency bottom age, so I was kind of hoping I got a run, and I knew that would be my last year of basketball, so I just thought hopefully I can get to nationals this year. And we went up to Queensland for that. It was an unreal week. And then for footy, yeah, that was great as well. And I was really looking forward to playing some good footy and on the big stage and hopefully getting a few kicks.
Yeah. Now, you didn't get any Instagram questions, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I'll ask you one that our mate Charlie always asks everyone, but for some reason he didn't ask you this time.
Yeah.
Chicken or beef noodles?
Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any reasoning behind it, or you just
just I'll go chicken.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd say to people that are like really down in the dumps at the moment and just feel like shit?
Put
you on the spot again, I know.
Yeah. I just to try find things that you enjoy and put effort into people that respect you and put effort into you, I guess.
Yeah.
And talk to someone. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Has there been any other players, like AFL level players, that you haven't played with that have messaged you and reached out to you and sort of, like you said, enjoy the year sort of thing?
Yeah, I spoke to Dion Prestia.
Yep.
The Berry boys have spoken to me. Harry Sharp, I talked to a little bit.
Yep.
And I know a fair few boys that got picked up this year.
Yeah.
Through the academy and that through the Vic hub, but yeah, they would be the ones. Yeah.
Yep. What does your workout routine look like, if you've even got one? Because I know some players don't really work out at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty into it. I've been probably running 4 times a week and then gymming probably 4 times a week as well.
Yeah.
I've got a mate that's really into his footy as well and trying to get drafted, that just lives over the road. So we've just pairing up and getting to it, and yeah, I go to the gym a bit as well just to try to keep that strength up so I can play contested most of the year.
Yeah. I'll go back to like your family and stuff like that. Do you have any siblings, or are you an only child?
Yeah, I've got an older sister. She's studying nursing, so yeah.
Oh yeah. So has she moved out of home, or is she still living with you?
She's got a house with her friends in Bendigo, but she's back in with the family for a few weeks, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Is there any like other sport other than golf, basketball, and footy that you'd sit down and watch on the TV and that you really enjoy?
Well, I was just watching the cricket before on the Test match cricket. I actually started getting into it a bit.
Yeah.
I'm no good at cricket, but I don't mind watching the Big Bash and Test match cricket sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if you own a car. Do you own a car?
No, I don't. No.
No. All right. What's your dream car if you were to buy one?
Oh, it'd be a Mustang. Yeah, I love a Mustang. I always talk to my mates about how I'd love to get a Mustang one day, but I've been looking on car sales and looking at cheapish Mustangs, and they're a bit out of reach for a few years, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's a Toyota Raptor.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Raptor, not Toyota. Yeah.
No, they're pretty tough, yeah.
Yeah, but like the Mustangs, they're fairly out of reach.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll give it a bit.
Yeah. If you weren't playing footy, or I'll go with golf, what sport would you be playing at the moment? I'm assuming you're going to say basketball.
Yeah, it'd probably be basketball. Like if I had to choose, like professionally, it'd be footy, and then and then golf, and then basketball. But I think that being on tour in golf would be amazing. You travel to that many countries and you get paid pretty well. So
Yeah.
But definitely basketball if those two sports were a no-go.
Yeah. Who's your inspiration? And I'm not even saying in sport, just in general. Who do you really look up to?
Well, a fictional character. I watched the Creeds the other day, and Michael B. Jordan on Creeds. It's an unbelievable movie, and that a few of the scenes just got me wanting to bloody go out and train. But probably him. But yeah, I just like watching a few people. But yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Who would you like to, like you said, Tony Lockett, but if you could, let's just go train with a player, who would it be and why?
Probably Scott Penderbury, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just he'd have that much knowledge. He's played with a lot of good players, a lot of good midfielders, and yeah, I just feel like he looks like a great bloke. Never met him, but it seems like a great fella, and I think he'd be great to train with.
Yep. Who's like, what sports person's mentality would you really like to have? Is it like a Kobe Bryant sort of Marvel mentality, or?
I think Michael Jordan's mentality was fantastic for himself. I watched the Last Dance, and you could just tell that some of his teammates didn't really like him. But I feel like if you want to do really, really well, like Kobe and MJ did, then you've kind of got to have that mindset. But LeBron's mindset's pretty good. He's very team orientated. So any of those three, you're bound to do well.
Yeah. I won't ask you who, but have you spoken to any AFL clubs yet? And like I said, I won't ask you who if you have, because that's probably private.
Yeah, yeah, I have. It started through under 15s, and then yeah, kind of now. Obviously, our draft's coming up. Then it's going to be more and more happening. But yeah.
Yeah. What was your reaction to getting that first sort of message that they wanted to talk to you? Were you shitting bricks, or were you just sort of laid back?
No, I was pretty nervous. It's exciting though to think that an AFL club's looking at you potentially, and it's exciting. It motivates you a bit and feels like you're getting closer and closer to what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, what was the most, I won't ask what club, but what's been the most like daunting part or question that they've asked, sort of thing?
At this stage where like as a bottom age and just going top age, they more just get to know you and get to know your family and what you're into and the person you are. So no real hard questions and scary questions yet, but I'm sure they'll come.
Yeah. And when did the realization set in for you that like, this is it, this is your draft year, this is where you've really got to push yourself, sort of thing? Or are you still just sort of just chilled out?
No, I'm pretty motivated to get into it and train hard. And I feel like when the last draft happened and seeing all the boys that I've trained with and get drafted, I was a bit jealous and just wanted that feeling as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you look at, like, I don't know if there's any like defenders that you've played against that were picked up, but do you look at any of them and think that you've kicked a few snags on them, and how will they get picked over you, sort of thing?
Yeah. No, not really. Yeah.
You can be honest if you want to.
No, there's a few people that I've played against and I felt like I've matched up on all right, that have been picked up, and it gives me good confidence that if I keep going, then hopefully that happens. But no, it's just good to see those boys get drafted and you know that you're thereabouts.
Yeah. Who's been the toughest person that you've had to match up on, whether it be for the Rebels or for Victoria?
I've had a couple of SA boys that played on me through the midfield that were pretty tough.
Yeah.
I played on Lockie Ash when I went into the midfield when I was underage, and I just was pushing against him, and I just felt his strength and just went, wow, like I need to get to that by my top age year. So that was pretty tough. But yeah, I've had a few defenders on me in local footy when I was a young fella that tested me out.
Yeah. Is there any player, like, obviously you haven't been drafted yet, you haven't been picked up. Like you said, you don't want to say that it's a given. But if you do get picked up, is there any player that you're really looking forward to playing on? And is there a player that you're really scared to play on, sort of thing, or nervous?
I'd be scared to go head to head with Dangerfield. I think he just hits hard, and I'd come off second best. So Danger wouldn't like to run against him for a while. And to play against I think just knowing that you're on the field next to all those AFL blokes you've watched would be great. I can't really pin one, but yeah.
Yeah. No, well, unfortunately, I don't really have much else for you today.
No,
So
perfect.
thanks for coming on, Ben, and I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much for having me.
No worries.
It's the best of vibes, we gon' blow your mind. It's the best of vibes, go to brand new high.